But at the same time, I think we need to value your interests against ours.
Right.
You probably think you want it, but is that good for you? That is our responsibility as a 70-year-old business. The best time to invest was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. 70th anniversary is no longer a company celebration. I think it's a national celebration.
Right.
It is this joy that being able to curate something for your commitment of love, not knowing you personally, it's such an honor.
Welcome to another episode of Life Confessions, and with me today is another amazing guest, as usual, Executive Director of Wachan, Amanda Koo. Thank you for joining us, Amanda.
Thank you so much, Terry. It's my honor and privilege to be here with you today.
I have to say, you've gotten me hungry already because you mentioned, you talked about some kaya toast just now.
Yes.
That's going to be on my mind as we proceed through this.
Please enjoy a
conversation.
piece later. It's your very own Malaysian, favorite food.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Amanda, Wachan has been a part of your family for generations, right?
Yeah.
But what's your first personal memory of jewelry?
The first piece of jewelry that I received was a treble clef. For those of you who learn music, it's a sign that represents the higher notes. So my dad got it for me when I was probably about 7-8 years old. Lovely. I was learning piano, and it gives me fear because I was struggling to learn. But at the same time, it's really a very beautiful symbol. So I really loved it. But what happened was my mom sold it to a customer the next day.
No.
So at that point, I felt disappointed but happy at the same time,
Right.
because it got sold. Talking about 40 years ago, the business was small, and it was just lovely to know that the treble clef has found an owner
Right.
who would appreciate it.
Right.
And I also sense a struggle on my parents
Yeah.
that, a personal gift like that for the daughter could be sold. And I'm happy.
Yeah.
I was happy.
Because your happiness now will be felt by someone else, the next person who owns it.
And that they sold it. Like,
Right.
in a jewelry business, growing up in a jewelry business family, we're always talking about customers, talking about designs, talking about whether customers are happy. So, I imagine a happy customer.
Right. Share with us some of those conversations that would happen around the table. Like, what would be like the highlights of things? Was it made very clear to you early on in your life that this is the importance of the discussions around business?
Because I grew up in my family, so I almost don't know how other families function, but it is our norm. So when business was smaller, we were talking about customers. We were talking about customers' children, customers who came back again and again. What did they buy? What's the sales volume for the day? Has it increased? Has it decreased? Those were the dialogues that I heard as a child. And then when I grew up, the business has gotten a little bit bigger, thankfully. Then we discuss about different things, like partners, vendors, suppliers, retail outlets, security. So it's just wonderful. A lot of learning points all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
The company has been around for so long to balance tradition with change, because new designs, technology, sustainability, all this comes into play when you're running a business, especially one as big as Wachan. How do you deal with that?
I think Wachan is so blessed to have a powerful team, and our team is really from very diverse demographics. So we have different age group. We have people in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And, their adoption or their preferences towards designs, towards technologies are very different. So when we have meetings together with this diverse team of people, we can then get a sense of what tradition is and what the future holds, and how, as someone who is standing right in the middle, balance these two together.
Right.
So, so in crafting, in design boxes, in design collection, in AI adoption, so we definitely hear different angles and implement them very carefully.
Right. Are there disputes that happen sometimes with direction? Like maybe someone will feel like you will feel that you want something to happen, and then there's someone else who says, maybe hold back a little bit on that. How do you resolve the issues?
Surely, especially when everyone cares so much about what they are sharing. It's wonderful also when everyone has such strong belief in what they are sharing. And I think sometimes when you give enough deep thoughts, that's when you will try to stand your ground, because you then believe in what you are saying. So this book that I read recently, The Power of Discord, so it talks about how argument is good. Okay. We are made to think that argument is not favorable, but actually 80% of the time, even with the closest friend, we are different. Like we think differently. So it's really creating an environment that is safe for everybody to be able to voice out what they think and why. And I often tell myself to just calm down, think first, digest first, and then we can always come back again.
Right.
And then, try to just integrate ideas together. Sometimes it's just timing. Like what you say is right, what he says is correct. It's what timing, what kind of order to implement these things. Right. Yeah.
It's so interesting because the way you deal with work, it would seem, is similar to how people would say is how we should treat family. It's the way you deal with disputes is almost like how a family would deal with it, but you used it in a work environment. Like,
how when I arrived, you said, my very capable marketing manager here, you say, we look alike. Are we from the same family? And I said, no, we're not. I really feel the warmth of a family, the love of a family when I am, with the team, because also many of them has been with Watran for many years. Right. So, they have seen me as a teenager, as a grown-up, as a mother. So we do talk like a family.
Is there an effort that you have to make sure it stays that way?
Yes and no, because the culture is strong enough and it's almost like you just need to go with the flow in terms of that sentiment, that dynamic. But at the same time, being very, like I share with you, I'm very Singaporean minded just because I was educated there. I work in Singapore. So I'm trying not to impose too much of result-orientedness in the Singaporean in me, right? To the team. So I try to balance that. I'm trying to also.
I'm sure everyone understands what we're trying to say. We understand. The sentiment of it is understood.
The sentiment, the dynamic, right? The energy, right? So I think it's such a good blend of warmth and also results when when I put two hats together.
Yeah, that sounds like it almost has to happen with effort, but it also has to come across effortless in order for it to work.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, because it's also in me, right? Because growing up in a family like that, right from my grandfather's time, I'm not sure whether Watran is a 3-generation jeweler. So my grandfather was also a jeweler, right? And hearing from my dad during that time, they had half a shop. And being a boss, right, of a jewelry company, is that he took care of the whole families of the staff as well.
Right.
So let's say they finish work at 9. My grandmother would cook dinner, and the families of the staffs would come and have dinner together.
Oh, like a family,
like a
really big
family, right? So. Yeah, I think it's just so deep in the DNA, in Watran DNA, that, whether I'm in Singapore, people would also ask, like, whether my salesperson is my son.
Yeah.
Like, because we're just all so close and so warm together.
It's amazing that for a business like Wachan that sells valuable items, that there's as much value that you put into relationships as well, and not just in something that can be measured, but something that can't be measured, like relationships as well. You see value in that.
Yeah, so I did gemology in New York with GIA, and there's this statement in one of the textbooks that always linger in my mind. It says that we're not dealing with jewelry, we're dealing with love. When was the last time you bought a jewelry?
For someone that you loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, for someone that you cared about.
I guess it's not for you. Yourself, especially you.
That's right.
But yeah, so we're really in a business of love relationship, whether it's love for your parents, for your spouse, for your children, or even love for yourself.
Right.
Self-love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's inspiring to hear you speak of not just the business, but the people in it as well. And staying relevant is such a big part of any business.
Yeah.
How do you decide what collections to launch, especially things like wedding bands or cultural pieces? And what do you notice in Malaysian customers? What are they looking for?
Okay. So 2 questions here, right? So the first question, the answer to it would be that we have this group chat with a huge number of people in it, like every group chat. And, whenever our salesperson receive any inquiries or any interest in any designs, they would send to the group chat, right? So it is a group chat with a collection of trends if you were to observe after a standard period of time. Say, let's say after a month, then you will see that, every day there are 10 requests on a certain designs, right? So, we don't duplicate that, but that would serve as a very good foundation to the next collection, because we will sit down together with the designers, the product directors and the managers and the salesperson, the sales managers and directors, and then we would see, okay, is this forming a trend? And how do we then come up with our collection? And whether from these requests we could forecast the next trend.
Right.
So that you set the trend as well.
So it's constant communication.
Yeah, definitely. Right. And you need to be very much on the ground. You need to know what customers are looking for. Exhibitions is another thing. So you kind of combine whatever the industry players are thinking versus whatever that the customers are requesting. So you combine those with the heart of Wachan. Like, Wachan, we are very into honest value. Right, and tradition, and also being a trendsetter. So you kind of need all 3 together. What do I observe in the Malaysians' preference now? Investable gold, right? That's really I would say a trend or a preference in recent years. Customizable, right? Not something that's very standard. They don't need like a full I draw and you create kind of customization, because many of them would say that I don't draw very well.
Right.
But at least keep that room for personalization, like a special unique engraving.
Something that can be their own, or when they give it to that special someone, it's just for them.
Yeah. So, investable, customization. Yeah, these are I think what Malaysians want these days.
And because Malaysia is so culturally rich with so many festivals and even different types of weddings that we have, how does Wachan plan for seasonal demand, cultural design preferences, and ensuring relevance during these peak times? One of that would be what you've just mentioned, the fact that it's customizable, right?
Yeah. Talking about festivals, because festivals are fixed, right? So in a year, that Hari Raya will be coming. Chinese New Year, Deepavali, Christmas, right? So we have a roadmap of, the events that are happening. And so say, for example, Hari Raya, we would have our gold wafer that is of, blessings in Hari Raya form. Chinese New Year, we have the fortune cat.
Yes, of course. The waving cat.
Yeah, and that's to say that you will be rich, And, it's so funny that 恭喜发财 is actually not wishing you well. It's wishing you be rich,
Yes.
right? So that's Chinese. And then we have Christmas. Then of course we would have crosses. We would have bells, snowflakes. Valentine's Day. That's when you express your heart. So you have heart shapes, romantic designs, roses. So we definitely come up with new addition of relevant design that is suitable for the festival. Right. And we are celebrating our 70th anniversary
Congratulations.
this year. Yeah. Thank you. So we are also coming up with special edition just for this celebration.
Nice.
And the celebration collection is called Love Infinity. I wanted to wear it today, but it's just that they are doing a photography now on those products. So I can't wear it to show you. But it is to empower that love is truly infinite, unconditional. And it's not just for your spouse, not just romantic, because again, I read from another book that, romantic love lasts typically 6 months to 2 years.
Oh.
Okay. Thereafter, your relationship with your loved one would transcend to something else. It could be something deeper, something warmer. But we're not taking the time to honor that, to recognize that your heart no longer skip a bit, but you can't skip a bit all the time, right? But it is this new found warm love that we need to celebrate as well. Yeah. And
it's
Love
represented.
Infinity is for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what this looks like.
I will send it to you.
We need to see, yes. And speaking of changes, modernity has brought some unique new things to the industry, like lab-grown diamonds are becoming more popular, right? Do you see them as a threat or a new opportunity for Wachan?
Definitely not a threat. Definitely not. Because Watran, while we have our main big brand, we also have many sub-brands, right? So whether we want to test out using our small little brands, that's of course a way that we can go about. So in fact, our Singapore wing, BA.SG, is probably the first or the second lab-grown commercial companies that was registered in Singapore.
Oh, okay.
So we sell lab-grown online. The prices are extremely competitive. All comes with IGI certificate. So we do that, right? But if you are an insider, you will notice that lab-grown diamond prices have dropped by 60, 80% from the time it was commercially popular till now.
Right.
So for Watran, because of how, the foundation of Watran is deep-rooted. The value of Watran is always, we need to be responsible of what we are selling. We definitely don't want to sell you something that will go down by 60% in price. So it's still fluctuating.
Yeah.
So being a very, honest and careful. So we need to monitor this first. We understand it's a trend. We understand there will be profitability for the company if we were to do that. But at the same time, I think we need to value your interests against ours.
Right. What does the customer want?
Oh, yeah, you probably think you want it, but is that good for you? That is our responsibility as a 70-year-old business.
Yeah.
Right? Because we want to have many more 70 years to come.
Yeah.
So we need to be very careful. So no issues. People who like lab-grown diamond, they could still buy from our different sub-brands online. And we make sure we are very stringent in our selection and very stringent and very wide collection of the trends as well.
Right.
But for Watran itself, I think maintaining the fact that whatever you buy from Watran would be something that we're very carefully curated and thought through for you,
Right.
I think is important.
Right. What is traceability like when it comes to products? Like, where does the gold and the diamonds come from? Is that something that customers want to be able to the traceability?
I guess depending on what you're talking about, because you talk about gold, you talk about diamonds, and of course there's also gemstones, right? So that's I think different criteria or different requirement for 3 different groups of customers.
Right.
And also Watran being, we have our 55, 56 outlets and being around for 70 years. People trust what we are doing, and thankfully, and I think we uphold that very carefully. Now, to answer deeper to that question, like for our diamonds are certified. Okay, now certified is one thing. Having laser inscription on the girdle is something that we will go through with you to make sure you check that before you go. You don't see it, we don't let you go.
Okay.
All right. And with regards to gemstones, we would type very carefully on the receipt what they are, how many carats, whether they are treated or not. Right? So these are for diamonds and gems. And you could request for a report if you want to for gemstone. It's just that, reports for diamonds are very common. Reports for gemstones are typically more common for the more valuable ones, right? So, but if not, it will be documented. Now, for gold, I have this very interesting memory that, I do day trips to KL and Singapore.
Yeah.
And there was this...
Can we just rest on that for just a moment to let people realize that what you've just said? You make daily trips from Singapore to Malaysia.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's your norm, right? That's your norm. Yeah. I think that would surprise many people actually to find out that this was your norm.
Yeah. I mean, I want to tell you more about that, but we will overrun. I will tell you why I was sent to Singapore and then why I need to do that. We'll see whether we have time, right? And what were we talking about?
You're telling us about gold. And you're telling us a story.
So one day, in one of my day trip to KL, so basically the production department has this machine, a new machine that would test the purity of gold to the highest accuracy and precision. So the vendor was there sending the whole huge machine to one of our meeting room, and he was about to test for us the purity of gold. And you have about 30 Watran staffs from different departments to come and scrutinize the machine. And, we were taking off our gold pieces from trays and from our earrings and from our ears to test it for the machine to test. Now, I almost feel that is the vendors were like very poor thing, but that is
to be scrutinized like that.
To be scrutinized, but that is the spirit of Watran. They are very careful people. For those of you who probably have read the book about the profiles, I think it's called Surrounded by Idiots. Quite an offensive title.
I will make a note here to get that book.
But it's a good book. So it talks about different profiles of human being. And Watran has many of us who are in blue, which is very detailed. Very, we think very deeply. And I think that is necessary for this industry. Right. You don't want someone who jump into the trend, someone who just believe anything that was being told. So we have a team of people who are really, really being very careful in, all this testing and just proving to you that we're doing the right thing for you.
Right. It matters.
Definitely.
It matters to you as much as it matters to anyone else who is going to buy something from you because you yourself already take it so seriously. Right. With life getting more expensive, generally just speaking, right? And everything in life getting more expensive, when you look at the people who have been coming back to you and even just the trend these days, do you find that jewelry is still seen as something that is more of an investment, or is it something that's more seen for its ornateness and its decorative features what is it like now in your opinion? Because you're the best person I can ask this.
I think if I were to just take one side, then I will be omitting the other side, because I do see two very strong groups of people, talking about people who believe in the investable element of gold. It's interesting because, again, I heard this quote that the best time to invest was 20 years ago.
Okay.
The next best time is now. So while it's increasing, people, would have a higher faith in this commodity that is wearable at the same time.
Right.
So this group of people are very strong base of Wachan. So they come in, they make sure they get something that is wearable. At the same time, it has the upside potential.
Right.
And the fact that Wachan, talking about the 70th anniversary, they're giving $70 off the first gram of gold. And so that gives you a good runway.
Yeah.
Right. A good start, a head start, right? And then talking about people who are very into the design, matching my styles and all that. If you observe me, you see this side I'm wearing an emerald.
Right.
That's green. On this side,
wearing
a green diamond. So this is my style. My style is I want to wow you. I want you to, while not making myself look like a Christmas tree, right? But this is because I'm wearing blue today. So I surprise you with a good piece of emerald.
Yeah.
But if I want to feel a bit more subtle in the later evening, then I will show you the green diamond, which is more subtle. So I think that's what we want to demonstrate to people who believe in demonstrating personal style. You don't need to look like a Christmas tree, but you need to believe in yourself. You need to wear something that's appropriate for the occasion. This is respectfully Terry's podcast. So I'm wearing my best piece of emerald to celebrate today.
Wow.
Right? But at the same time, it has to be appropriate to my personality. Right. Which is dangling. I'm a bit softer as a person.
Right.
So that's how I think the two groups of people are still very strong.
Yeah.
Right. And again, just talking about 70th celebration, it's a big thing because 70th, we celebrate once in 70 years.
Yeah.
And we are having 70% discount for jewelry. So
that's an amazing
never ever
deal, yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know whether we could give 80% when 80 years celebration happens.
What happens when you reach your 100?
Joyce, over to you. Joyce is our marketing manager.
Yeah.
So it's really a rare celebration.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be part of it. I'm happy to bring this celebration together with Malaysians. Because I say, and I realize, 70th anniversary is no longer a company celebration. I think it's a national celebration.
Right.
So it's not us. It's not our team.
Right.
It's like when I sat here, your team said, Amanda, my mom loves your brand. Right? She would be there for 2 hours.
Right.
And then you say what? Spend more time.
Yes,
right. So it is this joy that I think as Malaysians we enjoy. Yeah, I think when it's another common saying that when you love your job, you don't have to work a single day in your life.
Right.
So I think really very passionate about what we are doing. Because as I told you just now, we are a celebration of love and relationship.
Yeah.
Right. So, and of course, being able to curate something for your commitment of love, not knowing you personally.
Yeah.
It's such an honor.
Yeah. It's beautiful. And when it comes to the younger people now, the Gen Zs, the millennials, do they still feel that same value when it comes to heirloom jewelry like the older generations do? Because we always, for people of my time, like we'd be told, like we'd be watching, especially my sister, for example, looking at my grandmother's jewelry, my mother's jewelry, and be thinking that, oh, one day, that's going to be mine.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to wear it with the same grace that the people before me wore it with. Is that the same sentiment that you find?
Yeah, you see, let's not talk about the Gen Zs who are not parents yet.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Gen X and the Gen Y. I believe they are our age, right? And what are we doing? We are watching how our grandparents passed us something. And we're feeling that emotion, the love that passed down from the previous generation, the love not from her to you, but the love between them, between your grandfather and your grandmother.
Yeah.
The blessings that come together with the piece that is passed on to you. Now, how powerful that is, right?
Yeah.
And okay, if you're the practical side of person, look at the receipt, how much they pay. Okay. And how much would you pay today for the same piece of jewelry? Now, with that in mind, you would do the same for your Gen Z and Alpha children.
Yeah.
And I think it's not a generational thing. It's the moment you become a mother, you are then thinking of passing down.
Yeah.
The moment you become a father, you then think about passing down, right? You don't really own the jewelry. You just want to pass down to the next generation.
Right.
Exactly how you converse with your team just now, like, whatever your mom has would be passed on to you later on.
Yeah. It becomes a part of that relationship because it can symbolize the love that you share, and then it's like it forms this lineage of emotions that get carried down.
Yeah.
Legacy can mean many things, right? It can mean family, it can mean brand, reputation. When you think about your legacy at Wachan, what do you hope people will say you stood for?
Wow, I still feel very small to carry the word legacy. Okay, so I must start answering to this question talking about my grandfather's legacy. You know how the word Wachan came about?
No.
So Wa is my grandfather's name, Ko Kui Hua. Chan was my grandmother's name, Lai Sui Chan.
Oh.
They were so in love that they put their names together and form a company. So it started with a very sincere, loving marriage and union of a pair of lovebirds. And so if the legacy of my grandparents were love, true love, everlasting love, that goes beyond a generation, my father took over with filial piety. He wanted to be a teacher. He was sent to Sabah, if I'm not wrong. I don't know. And then my grandfather asked him, who would help me if you go? He said, okay, then I stay. So not only he stayed, he expanded the company into, with like a really good structure, foundation, and we are opening outlets after outlets. We have training programs and all that, right? So that is him, right? Which is diligence, he's so hardworking. He's 79, 80 years old. He worked from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Wow.
Longer than you and I.
Definitely, yes.
Right?
Yes.
We were just talking about you woke up at 4, I woke up at 6, and we were like, But, and then for myself, I hope you see a bit of resilience in me. That being a mother, raising 3 boys, I shared that when I was giving birth, literally in the delivery suite, I was texting my team and my customers in between contractions. You do, those of you who have given birth before, you have like a 2 minutes break in between. So, and then, okay, message. And the nurse said, can you please put down your phone? Okay, wait, after this, please. So So I hope you see that, you know, I am probably the first female leader in the, you know, generations. So I hope I represent the love, the hope of female, and that and you see the resilience in a female leader.
We appreciate all that you've said so far, and now we've come to the rapid fire questions part of this conversation.
Wow, let me sit up.
Now, whatever comes to mind first is it's great.
Okay.
But of course, what you say today could change if the same question was asked of you tomorrow. It could be different.
Yeah.
So this for right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Come.
All right, Amanda, here we go. Favorite Wachan piece ever made?
Love Infinity, because it's celebration of love beyond the romantic phase.
Right, which is the part of your 70th anniversary.
It is, yes.
Right. The first piece of jewelry you ever owned?
Okay, the treble clef, I didn't really own it, right? And then thereafter was, I think, my 21st birthday. My dad got me a solitaire diamond that is with a GIA certificate. I was really proud of. You know, my dad and proud of myself. And when I was doing GIA in New York, I brought that diamond there. And then I scrutinized that piece under the microscope. And I thought, got inclusions. So it's a VS, not a flawless.
But what it means to you hasn't changed.
Definitely. I mean, I still love that piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us about the one jewelry trend you hope never comes back.
Black gold. Black gold. So there was this time that all the young people, like all of you, love black gold. Just so that you know, black gold is coated. It's because no gold is black.
Right.
Gold is yellow, my friend. So, you know, you do some alloy and some mixture of metals that make it whitish, grayish, and then you still need to coat the layer of black.
Right.
Right? It fades off, but you guys love it so much.
Right.
So don't come back.
You heard it here. You heard it here right now. What's one word people would use to describe you?
Why don't you tell me? No, I think sincere, maybe. Recently, I think I also get the word gentle, right? And calm.
Yeah.
And there was this statement that came from this, because I'm part of a YPO, Young President Organization, and this fellow member said, if I were to pass a job to someone whom I can trust, it would be Amanda. So I think also trustworthy, I hope.
Wow.
I hope.
I agree with all of that.
Thank you. Thank you. You're very kind.
No, I just speak the truth. Okay, Amanda, tell us about something people often misunderstand about the jewelry business.
Do you have 3 hours?
Not today.
Okay, I'll cut it. I will be talking for 3 hours. I think misunderstood. People think it's all about models, cameras, glamour, sparkles, right? That's how you imagine jewelry. But behind it is actually the security, the testing, the precision, the financial planning, the hard work, right? To make, because we are dealing with high value item.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like the items themselves. The shine is what people see, but they don't sometimes always see the work that went in making that beautiful piece.
Definitely. Yeah.
Wow. If you weren't in jewelry, what would you be doing today?
Okay, this is easy. Psychologist.
Yeah.
Because you know, I was always very curious about mental. You know, so I have a master's degree in psychology counseling. So I do practice that sometimes in Singapore, especially during the course. I had to have my time clocked. So that's something I believe in.
Right.
And you know, I think, for example, people talk about the word charity. Charity comes in so many ways, right? You could donate money, but you could also empower happiness. You could also help people to come out from a dull time, right? So I would be a psychologist if I wasn't a jeweler.
I can absolutely see you in that role, actually, because from the way you speak of your life, of the work that you do and the people around you, it seems like you are already making that difference and you're not being paid for it.
But that's such valuable integration when psychology can go hand in hand with jewelry.
Right.
That's when you curate a new spark, a new shine, right? Okay, no pun intended. Yeah.
What's your go-to piece of jewelry you never leave home without?
Okay, like I always wear earrings, and all my earrings are mix and match.
Oh, they're never the same.
Never the same. So I always have a pink and a yellow if I'm wearing like red today. And then because I'm wearing blue, so I have my green diamond and gemstone.
And you can actually like show one off while the other one is hidden if you want it to.
People always just look at the right side. I don't know. So for the camera, please just stare at this side.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same. Yes.
Fantastic. Now, the final question actually relates to something you said so early on in this interview.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned that your father told you that if it was, you could be the Prime Minister of Malaysia one day.
Oh, yeah. He said, why
big.
Why be a teacher or why be a, that time I think I was hoping to be a dancer or something.
Yeah.
So he was just trying to push the elasticity of ambition. Yeah.
And it's interesting because the last question we ask all of our guests is, if you had the opportunity to make one change as Prime Minister of Malaysia for a day,
okay, don't vote for me.
what would it be and why? What would that one change
I probably
be?
only have one vote, my dad.
You may have more than one now.
Okay, maybe two, please. Okay, if I were the Prime Minister of Malaysia, education, women education, because what is the school teaching you now? Same subjects as 50 years ago, and I look at my children, they still learn the same thing. Osmosis, diffusion, photosynthesis. They're still learning the same thing. You learn science, physics, math, algebra. But I think the education should encompasses love language, attachment style. These are survival. You need your family to be intact. You need your spousal relationship to be strong before you could do your math and your science and your history and whatever, right? Before you could conquer the world and set yourself off in the career path. So I will probably change the education to include, a little bit like psychology, but not there yet. And probably also grooming. Right? Just simple grooming. I mean, it's beyond math and history and geography, right? But it's so important to everyone. So if every one of us understand the love language, the attachment style, you will be so nurturing and understanding towards each other.
Right. It's preparing a person not just to be a good employee, but preparing a person to be a good person in life, a whole person.
Yes.
A whole person. And that can be included into everything that we're already learning.
When you're strong inside, not just your brain, but your heart, that's when you are complete.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Amanda, for sharing that with us. It's been a really interesting journey just through this conversation, and we appreciate you for joining us here today. And again, a happy 70th anniversary to Wachan.
Thank you on behalf of the whole team of Wachan. Thank you for this invitation. It's really worth the early flight to come back and see you. It's my honor and privilege. And all the best to your podcast and yourself and your team. Thank you so much.
So much. And finally, if people wanted to find out more about Wachan, is there an Instagram or Facebook?
Surely, wachan.com.my. That's our website. And of course, we have our Instagram. Just search us and we update our sales, promotion, and also things about myself up onto the Instagram.
We'll find out more there. Absolutely. Again, thank you to Amanda Koo, Executive Director of Wachan, for joining us here today. And of course, thank you as well. We'll see you in the next installment of Life Confessions.